a step outside and seize the day now. Set aside your worries, it's okay now. The sun is here to stay. Blue skies, feel the wind beneath you as you fly.
Hey YouTube, it's Janita with Bless the Press Creations, and tonight I am here to do a portion of something. My daughter and her fiance, or one of my daughters and her fiance, live out in Florida, and they just started, or just had an opportunity to start a business. They opened up a snack shop, or in where they live out in Florida, and I told them that I would be a blessing to them and make them some shirts for their business. And so they gave me a logo that they wanted me to work with. So I am using Cricut Design Space to cut it out. And that being because part of it I've already done. Let me show you here. This is their logo that my daughter, one of my other daughters, made for them. And she did this in Canva. This little portion here is the logo that they want, that they provided us. They gave us an image similar to this to work with, but it was a little less detailed. So we got these images for free in our subscription to Canva. This is the name of their business. And we made this for their shirts. Now they wanted a black shirt. Surely I could do it in sublimation on a white shirt or a light colored shirt, but they wanted a black shirt. So I was able to do this in Silhouette Studio. I do have a Cameo 4, except I have not started working with it because I've been really busy. Funny, I bought it over a month ago and I've taken it out of the box. We did an unboxing, but we just haven't set it up and done anything with it yet. So this part I was able to do in Silhouette Studio, and I hand cut around this to put it in the center of the shirt. And then these were left breast on the shirt that they wanted. Because I haven't cut with my Silhouette Cameo yet, I didn't want to cut this out with that. And these are simple, basic shapes, so it was easy to cut by hand. But for the Cricut stuff, the next part of it, which I'm going to show you, I think I have it over here too. This is the other image that they wanted. This is going to be on the shirt as well. I was using Jet Pro, not the soft stretch, but the let me grab it here and see what the exact name is. What I cut it out with is the Jet Pro, Jet Opaque 2 dark heat transfer paper. I used that to cut the first image out by hand. I printed it on my sublimation printer and sublimated it with the material onto the shirt, and that came out really nice. We're liking that. They also wanted their logo here with the word owner for the her and her fiance shirts. So this is what I came up with, and they wanted it on the right breast, right side, left, right chest, right breast, left chest, left breast, whichever way. So if I did this, because white does not print, or actually if I did this on that Jet Pro paper without cutting it with my Silhouette, all of the area around this would be not around the gold here. I would be able to cut that out. I would have to do a whole lot of finagling to cut in between all of this. So I figured I'd let the Cricut cut this out. So I'm going to take this image over to the Cricut and do it, or attempt to. So I'm going to take you along with me on that journey. So let's go. I opened up a new document. I'm going to go to upload an image and browse. I did already take that design and bring it over to remove BG to get the background off of it. And so now maybe I'll start with the one that has the background on it so we can remove the background in Cricut. And then if that doesn't pan out, we'll come back and get the other one. Okay, so that's their image. I'm going to say complex just because I want to make sure when I go to clean it up that I'm able to get it nice and nice and clean. So I'm going to select the wand tool and click on this so that I can get all of the backgrounds away from it, and then click in the center of the R and the center of the O, and then we clean that up really good. I'm liking how that looks, but I am going to go and preview it just to see if there's anything that, you know. Okay, so I don't see much of anything. What I'm really looking for is how well the edges are going to cut when it comes to the Cricut, because you know, little specks like that can end up being a problem when you have those little marks, those little ticks that you can see some of, right? So let's preview it again. See like that little blip right there? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the erase tool, make it super small, and then just try my mouse move correctly and click on that and take it off. I did see another one over on the O, a couple of things on the O. So then we'll go right over here, put that off, and then we saw one in the center of the O, right? Just go and clean it up really nice and clean, so when your Cricut goes to cut it, it doesn't cut it with the jagged edge. There's a little something on the foot of the R, so we'll go ahead and clean that off. Okay. Over here on the R. Right. Checking and making sure it's really smooth and clean, so we don't have any jagged edges on this. Let's see about this right here. All right, I think that's good enough. That looks nice and clean. I'm going to click continue, and I want to print then cut. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put now their name is Rich. Okay. Logo. Owner. Logo. I may bring some other things in here. I'm gonna do the print and cut now, because you can go from a print then cut to a cut, but you can't come from a cut to a print and cut. So I'm gonna save it as a print and cut, and then I have it there, and I'm gonna select that to insert it in my thing here. And because I wanted to, now because I am going to put it on the shirt, I don't need it to be super big. So the small cut feature, or the cut area that Cricut allows us to do, is going to be okay for this, because the logo for the chest area should be 4.5 inches wide by, I'm going to guess, I will keep it within that parameter. So I'm just gonna make this a little bigger according to the I'm gonna go with 3.75 and see how that looks. You got Trader Joe. Oh, you really got ice. Okay. Let's try the 3.75. There we go. Let's leave it like that. Now, I don't remember right off the top of my head what the print and cut size is, but the way that I'm going to get it is I'm going to, I don't want that, I want a shape. I'm going to make a rectangle. I haven't used Cricut so long now. And then I'm just going to stretch it out and see what Cricut tells me that I've gone too big for a print and cut. I'm going to back it out some. That to me, advanced, right? Wait. Okay, let me make this white. A little bit better. I'm going to put this up here. Bring it to the front. Okay. So I'm going to put this here. And then I'm going to duplicate it a couple of times. And see if Cricut's going to tell me that this is too big. Which I know it's going to. I'm going to keep one off because I want to. Everybody's in. I'm going to group them. And I wanted to do that so okay, so the fill has to say print. Did I do something? I haven't done this so long. Ooh. Cozy. I haven't used Cricut in so long. I don't even remember what it. Alright. And then right. So, and then that size. Okay. So print and cut. And then if I say make it, it should tell me that I can't. Oh, I know what I need to do in order to have them tell me that. So let's cancel this. If I attach them all, then it will tell me. There we go. Now it's going to tell me that my design is too big. And that's what I wanted. So I'm going to do that. Thank you. That's good. And I just want to get to see what size it tells me I need to have it. Oh, I click on it. It's on it. 6 3/4 by 9 1/4. 6 3/4 by 9 1/4. So I'm gonna on a square. Then I'm going to unlock it, and then I'm going to make my square the width 9.75 and the height 6.25. Okay. I'm going to make it white so that I can do it and represent the paper. I'm going to bring that to the front. And I'm going to see how many of these I can fit on this page. They detach those. Why does one look smaller than the other? Is that it? Oh, because yeah. I am so crazy. Okay. If I go with 3 3/4, 3 3/4 by 3 and almost a half. I move my I usually keep a ruler right here by me when I was pressing and cutting and measuring. And so my ruler is over in my heat station. But let me just duplicate this and see how many of these would I be able to cut to print on one sheet. You can put them relatively close to each other. Yes, I'm making a video, my dear. So doing it like that, I would get 3. If I flip this, or what, I should rotate it. Rotate like that. Like that one. I hate to waste this paper. This stuff is not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Okay, now what if I go back and see if I can get their other logo? And see if I can do 1 or 2 of that. Let's see, let me get this one. I'm going to stick with complex. Continue. I don't really need to take the background off of it, but because the background of the paper is going to be white, and that white patch is going to on this one. I don't really need to take the background off. What happened? Oh, it's so big. Okay, let's zoom out. Now, yeah, we designed this pretty big. Yeah, I think I do want to take the background off, because if I don't think Cricut is going to cut around the outside, because that'll be a part of it. I do not want Cricut to cut the inside away. I want all of that to stay just like it is. And I want this gold border around the edge. So I'm going to click continue. And I'm going to save it as a print and cut. And then I'm going to title it and save it. And I'm going to insert it, and it's going to say, wow, that image is big. Yeah, 25. Actually, the reason that we designed it that big is because this is going to be their banner. And, you know, you need to design the banner from scratch big so that it can, so that you can maintain the integrity and the quality of the image. Okay, let's just go down that size, and then we'll come back. We'll just say, okay. So we won't be able to fit that on here. We won't, but I printed enough of these on off of Design Studio. I just wanted to be able to see how I could not waste. That's all I wanted to do. Put 1 or 2 of these in there. Okay. I can get 3.5. I might be happy with that. Can I rotate this a little bit? Yeah, nice. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. 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 All right. Let's see if that's gonna work. Rotate this just a little. Okay. What I'm gonna do is duplicate this, and I'm going to get a circle. Get this is not Silhouette Studio. Put it over this so that I can separate those. Then I'm gonna slice so that I can isolate the owner. Don't need those. I need the word owner. This. I'm gonna make it a little smaller. If I can save this. I mean, I'm being easy and cheap, but I'd rather print this up a couple of times and then be able to use it on something for them than to waste my paper and have nothing in this space. Okay, there we go. So that's what I can fit inside of that space, right? So I'm going to take all of these together like that, and I'm going to attach them so that design space don't move them around. And then something up here is telling me I got something too big. Is it this? I don't need that. No? So what I'm going to do, what is too big? Cricut. Okay, so what I'm going to do with all of them selected is just bring everything down a little bit. What's too big? That is not 6 and some change. Now what it is probably though? Okay, let's Control Z back. And I'm going to see if it's the rectangle piece. Cricut is really bugging at me. Control Z. I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay. I'm going to put this around there. I'm going to attach it and see what I get now. Detach it. Hanging out. How about now? Why is it saying that this is too big? This image size is 6 3/4 by 9 2/4. Oh, oh, I had the numbers backwards. Okay. Okay, let me do this. Width is 9.25. Height is 6.75. Now let's see.
So look at birds.
Let's detach that.
And then that will march.
Right? Oh, this is width 9.25. That's what I want. Block that. There we go. Now we're clicking the button. Okay. This one can move over some. Alright. That one's going to be able to grow a little. That one's going to be able to get a little bigger. Okay. And this has to come down some. Alright. You move over some more so your counterpart can get in here. Let's see if I can get this in. At least. Okay. Move yourself back over there.
I got a different idea. But if we get to growing by chicken nugget, then we can make chicken nugget, mashed potatoes, gravy.
You are your mother's child. Right now I'm doing a video, baby girl. So let me finish this and then we're okay. I'm ready. Alright, I'm gonna attach those. So far, they did not tell me that that's too big. So let me stretch it out now and do it. I want to get every sense I'm using. All right, I'm really well enough. Okay, so now I'm gonna put that there, and then I'm going to delete this because I don't need that. And I don't even want that to. And I'm going to go to make it. I'm going to see what it looks like. Okay, here's enough a good portion of the paper. What I think I want to do is stretch some things over and out. Move this over a little bit and move this one over again. So I'm going to cancel. I'm going to detach. I'm going to hit that one and I'm going to move it over a little. Maybe one time and walk down one. And this one I saw could go over. Now let's try that again. Attach it. No, it says it's good. Attach it. Ew. And the halibuts. Don't want it to be too quick, but at the same time, I don't want to waste none of my paper. All right, let's go and make it. All right, the Cricut feels like it can cut that without cutting each other off. All right, let's rock with it. Let's roll with it. Let's hit it. I'm going to load my sublimation printer with a few sheets of this Jet Pro paper. Oh, you know what I should have done? I turned my heat press off because I had to run errands, drop off some orders. I'm going to turn my heat press on, load the printer up, and then I'll be right back. Okay. With this Jet Pro, I keep saying Jet Pro, but it's Jet. This one is Jet Opaque. You do not have to reverse the printing. You don't have to mirror the printing. So you just print on the proper side of the paper. I have a Cricut mat right behind my television there. Okay, so I have one. I am going to print and press these out before I do anything because I don't want to make a bunch and this not be an appropriate or good size. So for right now, I'm just going to put 2 sheets of this paper in my printer. And this I'm printing with my converted Epson 3600 printer. I have had this printer for a couple of years. It started giving me problems, and Epson refunded me my money. I bought the warranty with it, or the whatever you call it. And it started printing lines like through the photos and stuff, and I couldn't get it to fix. I did all of the technical stuff that Epson told me to do. I called for help and all of that, and they couldn't get it straightened out. So they just refunded me my money. And that happened after having had the printer for 2 years. Now, it still printed great. It just did not print real good quality on regular print. But if you up the quality on your, where it laid down more ink, you didn't get that. But who wants to be print? And it's an Ephotoinc, so it's not really costing me anything to print like that. All right, now that I could have been doing stuff while I was saying all that. But anyway, long story short, I kept the printer. I didn't get rid of it. I just kept using it for everyday printing, like paper documents. And once I got into sublimation printing, then I converted it to sublimation. I had already had the Epson 7710, which failed on me, so I had to convert this. Then my son upgraded me to a Sawgrass 800, and then because I wanted to be able to check that your machine is connected and the power is on. What machine? My printer? Okay. So now I have 2 Ephotoinc, and I have 2 Epson 7710s. One is sublimation, one I haven't even taken out the box yet. I have a Epson that we used at the craft fairs when craft fairs were happening. We had one that we printed and did sublimation printing at craft fairs, but we haven't had a craft fair since COVID. And then I have my Ephotoinc, which is right here in my general workspace. Now this Ephotoinc, it only prints 8.5 by 11, but anything that I can do small, I use this instead of my Sawgrass or my Epson 7710. Okay, so now it's telling me I'm on that network. I'm going to leave the bleed. Yes, I am. And then I'm going to hit print. I do not want to mirror it. And everything is the way that I had it. Okay, I'm looking to make sure nothing's touching. So I'm going to hit print.
Do you have more shortbread cookies?
No, I don't, my dear. I'm sorry.
Wait!
No more shortbread cookies. It's some oatmeal cookies in my office.
Yeah.
Right next to my room. They're on the table in there. Okay? Right. While that is talking and doing what it needs to do for itself, checking my messages and emails and all that fancy stuff. Okay. Oh, my Cricut is on. It's plugged into the machine. Okay. I'm gonna say print. Am I happy with what I'm seeing there? Okay. Say print. Okay, that's printing. Okay, that finished printing.
Oh no, this was it.
Break the cookie in half. And now I'm going to there we go. Print it. Why is it not talking to my Cricut? Like I didn't turn it on.
It's like a hole in the freezer. Cut off.
Okay. You should be starting to talk to the Cricut now. All right. Now I'm going to change my material because I have on iron on. Right? That's what this is. And I'm going to load it into my Cricut. the way that it is on the screen. I have a new mat. I should probably use my old mat because I don't want this paper to stick to it, but the way that it is up here is this way. Alrighty. Alright, it's on there now. And it's on there the way that it is there. Right? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and see if this Cricut cuts correctly. Now I'm giving it a little bit more light on the situation. I have a little stand light right here next to me in my workspace. Machine is cutting this image. Right here. Okay, so now I hit print. I hit cut. So now we're gonna see if it does what it do, and see if it does it correctly. I'll come back once I have this cut and my heat press is heated up, and then we'll meet over at the pressing station. So I cut that out, guys, and guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to flatten this, and so it cut out each individual letter. I let it continue just because it is what it is. So I am going to detach all of that and perhaps hit flatten. So then it becomes printable. I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, I do. I haven't used Cricut in so long that I forgot all about those little nuances. So I'm going to go ahead and hit make it again. And if it starts cutting it out separate again, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out by hand. I'm just going to stop the process and cut it out by hand. And then watch a tutorial or two and remember how to use this. Okay, let me hit continue. I'm making sure I'm looking at everything and making sure it looks good. I'm going to go ahead and send it to the printer because I loaded the printer with 2 sheets of paper the first time. And then while that is doing that, I'm going to go over my heat press warmed up. So I'm going to go over and attempt to press some of the ones that printed out what I can use onto some shirts, just because I already had some that I printed out from my Sawgrass. Okay, so I will be back prayerfully at the next step we'll be at Wow, Trader Joe. Prayerfully the next step will be that we will be at the heat press with the video. All right, see you later.